Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe, and this is my 2021 Crosstrek Sport. We're here to test out the skid plates here at Peacock Flats on the west side of Wahoo. Let's get to it. Okay, so as we start moving along, I want to go over the features that we'll be testing the skid plates on. In no particular order, it's going to be ground clearance, approach angle, and durability. For the ground clearance, besides having a lift, you want skid plates that tuck high up against the undercarriage to avoid bottoming out. For approach angle, you need to get over obstacles, so the front of the vehicle is always first to take a hit. And last but most importantly, durability. These skid plates are a 1/4 inch thick, so I expect the least amount of damage. Now I'll be hitting a mix of advanced and mild stuff, so nothing crazy because I'm by myself here. Okay, first test, approach angle. This is one of the climbs I've conquered. It's not too big of a deal. I know I can't hit this head on because of the long nose of the Crosstrek. However, I'm going to hit it at an angle to safely get over and see what we can do. So the side closest to you on the right is the easier side. I'm going to try to hit it with a harder angle here. Hit X mode first, because I know I won't conquer it without it, even though I have my locker. Locker makes it easy. Up and over, no scrapes. Easy peasy. Because of my cut bumper, it helped me out a little bit, but it's not perfect. I still have that long nose that the Crosstrek is known for. Let's go and try to find something else. Okay, so while we drive down to the Lower Advanced Trail, let's go over the setup of my Crosstrek. Starting from the ground, I have Yokohama Geolander G003 mud tires in 30 by 9.5 by 15. They're wrapped over Method Racing MRW 701s. They allow me to air down to 8 psi today, thanks to their patented bead grip technology. There's been a good amount of rain lately, so there's bound to be some mud, and I need all the traction I can get by airing down that low. I have the Ironman 4x4 suspension that gives me a 2-inch lift. However, I have Spec C's in the rear, which is about a 1/2 inch taller with overload springs due to the weight of my car in the rear. I've also added 1-inch spacers from Anderson Design Fabrication, or ADF. Now these spacers allow my wheels to not bottom out at full up travel without negatively affecting my articulation. As I glide over this rock, I hope the camera can pick up the Outback Wilderness front aluminum control arms. Compared to the OEM arms, they offer improved clearance, strength, and increased bushing life. In the rear, I have Torque Solution billet rear control arms and Megan Racing rear trailing arms for strength. Both front and rear sway bars have been deleted for maximum articulation. And last but not least, I have the Torque Masters 1-bolt rear locker. When paired with X mode, it increases the Crosstrek's capabilities. Alright, as we go down this rather steep hill, I'm going to turn around and test the approach angle on the skids. Right, so I've turned around and I'm going to try to hit a bad line just to scrape something if I can. Probably upset the car. Alright, looks like I got 2 wheels bonded up on opposite sides. I'll try again. No joy. Hang on a sec, let me turn this on. And we're off. Ooh. With my old skids, I'm always scraping something as we're going up here. I see a rock right there. Got puckered up and there's no noise. Whoa, you hit something. And just let this sucker sit. Put some weight on it. Alright, then we move forward. Come on. Okay, let's get out and take a look at it. Yeah, nothing crazy, just some mud. So this lower trail is mainly done by Jeeps and Toyotas. Rarely do you ever see cars down here. In fact, I think I'm the first one. Which leads to the topic of why you need skid plates to begin with. Going to places where it's unpredictable, you need that insurance. There's quite a few times where you will be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Some people say they trail safely as they can, but you can never be too safe because you will damage something, I guarantee it. The truth is that you will inconvenience others for getting you out of there and fixing repairs that should have been prevented. I would rather spend a couple $100s than to spend thousands of dollars in repairs. Now, for example, if you're following closely behind me on this trail and you went over that rock, without a skid plate, you would definitely puncture your oil pan. Subarus have low center of gravity, therefore their engine and transmission sits low. Even with a lift, you're band-aiding the issue. Some guys have ran 1 inch, 1.5 inch lifts, which is better than stock height, but you're still exposed. Going through a jungle here, you can see that the grass will be tickling the skid plates a lot. Once in a while you get a rock that'll just pop up out of nowhere, so stop the video. Now I know a lot of you like to go through puddles just like that because Crosstrek, but you don't know how deep those puddles are. And if you do it without any skid plates, you're going to high center, bash your oil pan, bash your transmission pan, and bash your rear diff. Fortunately, I have over 4 inches of added ground clearance with my suspension and tires. You can dodge only so many bullets on a battlefield, but you won't survive one without armor. So the moral of the story is, get some armor or don't go to war. On with the video. Besides the rain, the car is doing a good job today. Up this hill, 1500 RPMs, no issues. Alright, here's the infamous mini playground. Has a bypass if you don't want to climb this. It also has a radical climb on the left side. So I'm going to climb this side. Here. So a lot of guys put their tires here and there, but that hump is where I hit all the time. Right. Get over these ruts. Ooh, that's why I need sliders. Never fails. Yep, I made it over. But the good thing is I had good approach angle despite my pinch boat hit there. Alright, so I made it over the left crest with no issues. Approach angle is top notch on that ASFIR skid. The trans skid also is high up, so no problems touching. And then the rear diff, of course, it's tucked way up as well. Let's tread on. Alrighty, as we go down mini playground on the other side, there is a huge hole that no matter what I do, I keep dinging the front end of my older skid plate. You're gonna see it right here to the left. I'm gonna take the same line I always do. It's gonna lift the back end up. Whoop. Approach angle is improved on the ASFIR skid and no scrapes. Perfect. If you haven't done so yet, like, share, and subscribe. It'll only help with content on the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for immediate updates. Also take 5% off your purchase of ASFIR 4x4 skids using discount code OCTurboJoe. ASFIR 4x4 also offers 50% off shipping worldwide. Check the link in the description below for more details. Alright, so I arrived at an area to get a bite to eat and also stop and inspect everything. It's a good chance to make sure nothing has fallen off, nothing is broken. Of course, the car is full of mud. You can clear it out and check for other damages, but overall, nothing happened. The mud tires have cleaned itself out, and the skid plates are in great condition. But we'll be checking out the last and final test in this section right here. Okay, so we arrived at our final obstacle. Now this is my favorite spot because it puts the car to the test. It will put all 3 segments to the test right here, as far as ground clearance, approach angle, durability, in addition to articulation, traction. It's not usually like this when I come here. It's all mudded right now. We've got puddles to my left and right. We've got slick areas right here, loose mud. We've got some rocks in between, some roots, and unpredictability. So I may not follow my designated line. I could slide, I could slip, I could turn. Who knows? It is really slick. I may not complete this obstacle, guys. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's try again. Deep snow mud. All right. This is nuts. All right, reassess. Let's see what's going on there. Am I touching? I took out all the water out of that little puddle on the left. All right, I hit the skid. Try to hunt for traction. No joy. Nope. Back again. This is where a front locker would really be advantageous for me. But all I have is X mode, unfortunately. All right, so you've seen firsthand what a little mud and water can do to an obstacle that you've been conquering all this time. It's a total game changer. The skids did do its job at the beginning part. I know it got hung up a little bit. I think the main issue was gearing, not the skids. I watched the video. You could see that the Crosstrek did what it could to get over. But let's go ahead and take a look at the skids, see what kind of damage it took. They're phenomenal. Overall, the approach angle, the clearance, and the durability is all there. And I can speak from experience because the other skids that I used to have, there were areas where I did always hit every single time. This one didn't. The one issue I had with the previous skid plate was that it was annoyingly close to the exhaust, to where if I were to hit it real good, it would rattle and I would have to take the skid off and bash it with a hammer straight. Trans skid is tucked way higher up. I used to have bashes and dings. I could hear them all the time. Not a problem with this ASFIR skid. Also, the holes, my first impression was that's a lot of snag points, but it keeps your CVT fluid cooler. The rear diff skid, it's so high up that it doesn't get even touched. Maybe it just collects mud. My impression, 100%, go ahead and get it. I know that I haven't climbed every obstacle today. That's not what the video is about. That aside, skids did great and I approve. I'd like to personally thank ASFIR 4x4 for sending me the skid plates all the way from Israel to install and review. I hope this video warrants your decision on whether or not you should run skid plates, or to help your decision on what skid plate you should run. But stay tuned, testing is far from over. If you guys like what you see, like and subscribe. See you guys later.
But let's go ahead and take a look at the skids, see what kind of damage it took. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.